Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're looking at The Edge of Knowledge Unsolved Mysteries of the Cosmos by Lawrence Krause. Lawrence Krause is a theoretical physicist and author of bestsellers A Universe from Nothing, The Physics of Star Trek, and many more, but most people probably know him as a public speaker and advocate for the public understanding of science, skepticism, and education. And this perfectly captures the contents of The Edge of Knowledge because it's part science slash physics book and part philosophy and reasoning, especially on humanity's ongoing drive to understand the nature of the universe. The edge of knowledge refers to the lines that divide questions about the universe we have answered from questions we haven't answered. And this book is all about the questions we haven't answered from the perspective of a physicist. Questions like, does time have a beginning? How many forces are there? Is space infinite? What is life? This book is divided into 5 chapters, each one focusing on a general area of inquiry. We have time, space, matter, life, and consciousness. And it's funny, Krauss is a physicist, but it was the chapters on life and consciousness that I enjoyed the most, which had the effect of ending the book on a high note for me because those are the last 2 chapters. But this book goes into many phenomena and ideas such as black holes, the Big Bang and the expansion of the universe, the cosmic microwave background, time travel, quantum mechanics, the multiverse, the Higgs field, the idea of the grand unifying theory, and much more. One issue with reading books like these is that it can be impossible to tell the level of depth of a book by looking at the cover. If you read a lot of books, you know that a book can surprise you, being either too simple or too complicated, and leave you wishing you'd picked up something different. This is where reviews come in. Readers of The Edge of Knowledge can expect some long sections of dense jargon filled theory, and some of the explanations he gives will require understanding of cosmology and especially particle physics. I've read a number of books like this, and more than any of the others, this one had big chunks that I just couldn't do anything with. But the physics books I've read have mostly been more beginner friendly. With this one, I would read a section and then ask myself, what did I get or retain out of that? And sometimes the answer would be absolutely nothing. But that's just me. Maybe you would get more out of these parts of the book. Krause is a very educated and bright guy, and his writing definitely reflects that. All the stuff I did understand, I enjoyed. I really loved all the stuff where he talks about natural versus supernatural explanations. If you're not familiar with Krause, he would tell you that he isn't compelled by supernatural explanations or superstition. He'll probably tell you that not only do they not actually explain anything, but they can only result in bigger and harder to answer questions. I think he has a very powerful message about the ways that we come to learn about our world. You will find some good material on scientific thinking and skepticism in this book, which is something that I love to see in books about nature. An example of this would be Krauss's input on the fine tuned universe argument versus the anthropic principle. To give you a better idea of the type of thinker Krause is, this book features supporting quotes from the likes of Daniel Dennett, Steven Pinker, Oliver Sacks, and Antonio Damasio. This is a book about the questions we haven't answered, so don't expect Krause to answer these particular ones here. That's not the point of the book. The point is to discuss the known unknowns and how we've come to understand what have become the knowns. To paraphrase Krause, I don't know are 3 of the most important words in a scientist's vocabulary. And not just a scientist, but anybody who's curious and honestly wants to understand. I don't know has been there driving humanity since the nervous system has become complex enough to give birth to the first question, and we've come a very long way in a relatively short time. We can expect in the future that as the known unknowns become known, the currently unknown unknowns may turn out to be things we never would have anticipated. I mean, think back to Einstein. Whoever would have imagined that the passage of time is relative to the observer and calculably so? In The Edge of Knowledge, Krause shares his passion and excitement for the wonder of discovery and the methods of understanding, not superstition. Every discovery made by a human is added to the collective body of knowledge shared by everyone, or at least is there to be accessed and added to by anyone. We are, after all, in this universe together. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to know more about the boundaries of what we have and have not yet answered, as for the physics of our universe, and especially if some of the more popular authors have left you wanting something more challenging, you might want to check out The Edge of Knowledge by Lawrence Krause.